Today we're taking a look at VeChain's VET coin, performing some technical analysis and making some predictions on where we can expect to see VeChain go in the near future. Let's get into it. Welcome back into the VeChain chart today, guys. If you'd like to buy VeChain or want some free Bitcoin, there are a couple of links down in the description of today's video. But if you recall from our last video, we had a little bit of a triangle forming. Our overall uptrend, we were still bouncing off that point, but in the short term, we had that support point fail from this sort of descending wedge pattern, and then that was acting as a point of resistance for us. Now, what we saw on the 21st and the 22nd of December was a break from that point. So the 21st, it broke out from that point. The 22nd, it went back, tested it, and then continued its upwards trend. Now, interestingly enough, we did hit the top end of that wedge. We tried to break through it. Unfortunately, it did not occur. And then as a result, we started moving downwards. Now, this day seems to consistently be a big red day across the board for many cryptocurrencies. So maybe it's just poor timing, or maybe it is VeChain itself. You never know. But of course, it bounced off this overall point right here, and we started moving back into, that downwards direction. Now, the bottom end of this wedge is no longer in contention. Instead, the overall long-term uptrend is what we want to be focused on moving forward. And you can see we're moving back towards another one of those points where it is going to be critical. It's going to be a big break up or a big break down. Now, one thing that's not going for us at the moment is the 50-day moving average has crossed below the 200-day moving average. They are both sitting now. The 50 is at the 50 is at 10 cents, and I suppose the 200 is as well. But overall, it's a cross in the negative direction. Not good. We're using the 20-day moving average at this point in time as a bit of a resistance point that is currently sitting right now over here at about 8.5 cents. So of course, we need to see this broken through before we start to see a move. But I think what we're going to see in the next few days is this sort of a pattern start to establish itself, and hopefully, if the trend continues, a break upwards in that sort of a direction. That would be, I suppose, the ideal case scenario, something a bit like that. But ultimately, we could see a breakdown as well. And if we did see a breakdown, we're going to head back to that support point sitting at about 6 cents there. If not, we're going to see a break up. And if we see a break up, that is obviously what we want to see. But what's the target for it? What is our target for VeChain if that is to occur? Well, moving up, what I'm going to establish is basically a key point that we need to hit. And for me, I'm thinking roughly that key point is probably going to be right on this 10-cent mark. And the reason for that is twofold. A, it is psychological. Is a psychological mark for this coin, and B, I think we're also seeing a lot of price action occur at this point across history as well. And C, I think we're going to see that this 50-day moving average will be sitting at about that point as well, acting as another point of resistance for us in the future. Now, taking into consideration the MACD, we are starting to see it flatten out slightly. The 12-day and the 26-day are getting close, and it is a cross that we would ideally not want to see. It would be the 12-day crossing below the 26-day. Will that occur? It is to be seen. Things are flattening out. It is not a strict downwards trend. Ideally, we need to see some buying volume coming in so that this does not happen. Having a look at the RSI, you can see we're still sitting relatively low at 41.99. Even on our latest small little run, we saw that we only got up to 53.01. So in my opinion, there is plenty of room for us to move in an upwards direction in the future. Taking all things into consideration, what is my target for today's video? Well, quite simply, my target is we get towards the, tail end of this little bit of a tight spot here, break upwards and test our key point of resistance up here at 10 cents. That wraps up our VeChain analysis for today, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And of course, if you did enjoy today's analysis, leave a thumbs up. And for more content, hit the subscribe button. With that, guys, I hope you have an awesome day. I'll see you next time. Cheers.